to this guide for Kasumi's combo challenge. I'm just gonna be going over the basic timing. I mean, it's I didn't have too much trouble with this one. It was pretty more or less simple actually. So I'll just be covering the timing for the button presses. That's probably, I think that's gonna get most people is the timing and when to do stuff. But all right, here we go. This one basic. You can match this one out if you want to. This one you can match it out too, or you can just time it after you see the hit. Well, this is kind of where they start introducing like timing on hit and stuff like that. So this one you can't just go forward K and then press the button right after. You have to, as soon as you see that foot hit there, that's when you press the button. Because if you just press the button after it, if you wait too long, it's not going to register. So the best way to do it is just to, as soon as you see that first hit connect, you press punch, and that's how you get that. This one fairly simple. Just press up and P twice. You gotta do it consecutively though, because if you wait too long, it's not gonna come out. Consecutive, yes. That close hit, that's gonna come up in a few other trials, but basically that just means you gotta be close when you actually land it. Because if you're here, it'll still hit her from like this distance. It won't count as a close hit though. You gotta be like right there, like right up in there, where it's actually register as a close hit. Forward PK. You just press the buttons one after another after pressing forward. Counter hit. So this is a launcher. And you can just kind of match out the buttons if you want, or just time it out too. Pretty simple. So for this one, you press, it's not back P and K, it's back P then K. So that's how it's gonna look like when it starts off. And as soon as you see Kasumi land on the ground, you press up, back, kick, and then press kick again. So the timing for that, after you press the up back kick, there's like a short little time where she kind of hovers in the air when she's like almost in perfect vertical position. Once you see that, you can go ahead and press it. You press the second kick button. There we go. So on this one, the first part is pretty easy. Kick, kick, forward kick. But the timing to get the last three kicks to hit, like to actually be part of the combo, is a little bit tricky. Just a slightly bit tricky. What I use a visual cue. Notice on that forward kick, when Kasumi brings her leg down back to the floor, the same one that she uses to kick up in the air. As soon as it touches the ground, that's the cue I use to put the next three kicks in. And more often or not, it'll actually work. So that's my timing on that. this quarter circle forward throw. A little curved arrow. That just basically means if you ever played Street Fighter, thrown a Hadoken, if you know how to do Ryu's move, like quarter circle forward, it's just down, forward, and then to the right, all in one smooth motion. It should show up like that. How those arrows are showing up, down, forward. You see that input, and you'll know you're doing it right. Then all you have to do is just apply the button. This one's actually kind of tricky. I also use a visual cue for this one. So after, here's a throw. When Ayane lands on the ground, when Kasumi lands on the ground, with both of her feet on the ground, right there, that's when you can, I think that's a good time to start pressing the button. So there's the visual cue. You see those feet touch the ground, just press that R1. And then just follow through on the hits. As soon as you see them connect, you just keep going. So this is forward P. Puts them in that counter strike state. Critical stun. And then instead of pressing H and K at the same time, there's a button on PS4. It's R2. So all you have to do now is just activate the input, which is down, forward. And you have enough time to do it, because I mean they're in the state for a while. This last part is probably the trickiest part to do. So let's start from this part, the down, forward, HK. You can input the first 3 buttons in succession. It's fine, whatever speed you want. But to get the follow up with PK, and remember PK is also assigned to L1, or you can just push it with two fingers as well. So remember that vertical motion I was talking about when she's like in the air, and she's almost like perfectly vertical for like a split second. You see that, and then you can just press that PK at the same time. I wasn't even pressing PK. There it is. So the key for that, just look for that vertical position. And there it is. So this one, the issue with this one is speed, I guess. You most of these things are pretty easy to connect. I mean, the timing to do you just press up and you can immediately just start doing the down punch. As soon as you do it, up, down punch. You can even wait till you see that first hit actually hit, and you'll still have enough time to do it. See that back turn, and then just press down punch. And then from here, the trickiest part is landing this last part. Kick, back, up kick, and then And then that last follow up with the punch button. Actually, no. Probably the most difficult part of this one is for that last close hit, because you actually have to dash forward to get closer, and then do that quarter circle forward motion with the punch. And if you find this happening a lot, where you miss that last up kick, the solution is just to do the 3 kicks sooner after you do the down punch, but you have the back turn. You just do them sooner, and that'll get you where you want to be at. Oh, missing that up input. So yeah, so you just put yourself in the mindset of doing the next 3 kicks sooner than you normally would after you press that down punch after when you're in the back turn. Just think about doing it sooner, and it'll get you there. Now here, this is the part that's the way I got past this part, and I have the tips, in-game tips to thank during the loading screens. You can actually dash forward by inputting the diagonal down buttons. I mean, yeah, it's completely possible to dash forward, just pushing dash forward. But in this case, since you have to do the quarter circle forward punch, you have to do this like to end it. I found it, and then I got this from the tip. And the tip is that you press down forward, and you'll do a crouching dash. And while you're doing this, you're already in the position to do the input. All you have to do is finish the motion of the quarter circle forward for that close hit punch. That's how it should look like. If you're getting this a lot, if you're getting that, that you're probably not making the full motion of the. You just have to think quarter circle forward, and you're gonna want to end by pressing forward. That's where you're gonna want your input to end, and that'll probably solve your execution problems instead of getting this all the time. Another tip, to get that close hit forward punch or quarter circle forward punch after the crouching dash, so you can input the down forward twice, and then the second time you input down forward, use that to carry you to the input. So really, you're only pressing down forward once on purpose, one time. And let me say that again: you're only pressing down forward once on purpose, one time. The second time, you're actually just doing the motion for the quarter circle forward punch. Not only will you get the dash, but you'll get that close hit as well. And this is is how it should look. More or less. There it is. So I missed that last part. One time I did hit it, but it still didn't register. That just means I wasn't close enough. So the next step, I guess, in the process would just be to once you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing, but it's still not like registering like that final hit. I gotta do is just kind of like delay like that after you do the dash. Let the dash like flow, because you can let it flow farther, as far as you possibly can, and then you input it. So if it's still not giving you that final hit, just try messing with the timing for the final hit after you do that dash. Either delay it or cut it short. Mess around with the timing and you'll get it eventually. That's all it is. So what is this? So this part, first two is fairly simple. You can use R2 for this. Back R2, down K, down 4 K. And the visual cue for me, I just wait for Kasumi to touch the ground with her legs. So for this one, it's you actually have to you press forward and then back and then hold. So you can kind of just like snap forward and back and then press hold. You're gonna have to do it fast though. And then you just follow up with the back punch kick. You can do that consecutively. And then land the punches afterward, and you did it. This one, you only do 3 of these, and then you do kick, punch. And then just do the punch. So this is down throw. Down back throw. This is also, I also use a visual cue for this one as well. It's the cue is actually sooner than you think. To me, it's like when she first starts rolling after the right there. When she starts rolling, that's when I start pushing the buttons. So after this, after that last kick, you just press forward and then she'll automatically do that dash. And then you just do kick, kick, forward kick. Almost immediately after you do that forward dash, just start pressing it. Just start pressing the next buttons. Almost immediately after you do it. Forward dash. See how I already started to put in the buttons. I didn't even wait. This one, back throw, that's pretty simple. Just press back and throw at the same time. As soon as you see your character get pushed away by the background NPC, you can just start pressing the S button. One that, and it wasn't terribly difficult, honestly. Here it is. There's that H plus K, so we know for a fact H plus K is going to be pressed at the same time. So you can use R2, or you can use H and K. I find R2 to be one of the shoulder buttons to be easier to do this. Now, there's another K after that H plus K, so you can hit that R2 and then hit K right after. You don't even have to see the hit land. You can just throw it out there too. Then with full break, forward S or forward R1. So the trick to this. So let's start off with that stand throw. Your character, see how Kasumi she ran toward her automatically? You don't have to input that. You don't have to input nowhere. All you gotta do is keep your eye on your opponent. You see that hit the ground the very first time, that's when you should start doing the inputs. See how I kind of connected that? I'm looking for that first ground bounce. As soon as I see that, I press the button. And then there's another ground bounce right there. So there's total of 2 ground bounces. Yeah, I kind of did a little too early right there. There it is. Think bounce. Think bounce. See that bounce? Press that button. And that's all there is to it. This is forward punch then kick. And the visual cue here that I use, as soon as I see that the dinosaur drop the character, that's when I hit the next input. So you're gonna be on this side at this point when the character drops. So that's up back K. So it's gonna look like you're gonna be doing that. That's the next follow-up. As soon as he gets dropped. Then the next input, I believe it's back. I believe it's actually, when she's on the other side, it's back, punch and kick, and then kick. So those are punch and kick buttons. L1. No, it's forward. It's forward, I lied. It's forward, I remember now. He's gonna drop. There's not too much timing there. I mean, as soon as you... I would just do it as soon as you can, and it'll work. It's pretty fast. Forward, punch and kick, and then kick. So this one was kind of fun. So let's go through it. So, quarter circle forward X, or throw. As soon as you see your drop down, you can press it. There's a big window to do the next input here. As well as to do the next one. So here I'm using the R2 button, HK. So back HK, down forward HK. And here you just press punch, KKK. There's nothing too difficult about punch, KKK. You'll still read it even if you do it slowly. So here to this. This part, when she's falling down, I think that's when you can do it. I mean, the timing isn't terribly strict here either. And this is forward S and then H. So what that does, if I understand this correctly, it basically just cancels the last hit of the break combo, where you would normally see like a powerful blow. That's what it does. It kind of just puts a stop to it. It kind of resets the character, if you want to think about it like that. So a way to do the forward S H is just press forward S, and then as soon as you see the hit, just press H. And it should stop like the next animation where you would normally see that. Right? And she just stops. So let's see how. So that's where you're gonna be at. As soon as you see her fall, you can put it in. The timing's pretty lenient there. Forward S and then H. Now from here, you do back punch punch. And then down forward, or down forward punch. Which puts her in a back turn state. This is probably the most doing the back punch down forward punch. Doing that part was probably the most difficult part, and that's just because you need to like actually kind of memorize those specific inputs. But there's actually a pretty decent amount of time available to do them. So when you get there, don't panic. As long as you know what inputs you're supposed to do, what they look like, back punch, back punch, then you're fine. There's more than enough time to do it. No need to panic. See, there's more than enough time to do that. So what happens after back turn then? You see that what I did, I saw that back turn, then I pushed HK for that hit. And then after, I think this is the part where she goes into the, you can kind of use that vertical motion cue. For that follow-up punch. I think that's the next input, pretty sure. And then here, there's no need to dash, no need to do anything because Ayana's in the corner. You're right next to her. All you gotta do is remember the input, the final one, and you should be able to get it. Maybe there is a dash. Maybe there is a dash. I do believe there's a dash. Oh wait, might as well dash. Better than just be safe than sorry. Yeah, might as well do the dash. The down forward, quarter circle forward punch that we learned earlier. No harm in that. Oh, was that the end? Holy crap, that was the end. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope I helped you out somehow. If you have any specific character requests, I'll be more than happy to do them too. I could probably do it. Probably. Anyways, see you next time.